Hi everyone, you're welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Development. Today I'll be sharing with you a couple of alternatives to quitting your job. Yeah. Have you ever felt bored, burnt out, or maybe stuck on your job role and you're thinking the next thing I should do is to quit? Well, maybe not. There are a few options that I would be speaking with you about today that you could explore. Sometimes people feel this way on the job when they've become very comfortable and probably over comfortable on the job role, and things have started to become monotonous. They're doing the same thing day in, day out, and it's not monotonous, it's dull, they are bored, and there is no excitement, when it comes to their job anymore. Here are a few things that you can explore. Some of these initiatives might be in existence in your organization, so you can check them out. And for those who probably these aren't in existence, well, it's an opportunity to be a trailblazer. You can suggest this to your HR team and let them know this is what you're thinking, because all of these options are actually mutually beneficial, both to the individual, the employee, as well as to the organization as well. It's important for every organization to have fulfilled and happy employees. So, the very first one is called stretch assignments. What are stretch assignments? These are projects or tasks that are created intentionally to push an employee beyond their current comfort zone, beyond their skill level, encouraging them to learn new abilities and to grow professionally, new experiences. So, as the name implies, it will stretch the individual. You're going to be doing things that are beyond your day to day responsibilities. You're going to be gaining new skills, knowledge, and experiences that ordinarily you wouldn't have gained on your current role. Now, it could be from the very little things to the very big things, such as representing the organization, say, in an important client meeting or, say, at a conference. That could be a stretch assignment for you. So usually you wouldn't attend such, but then in this situation, you are asked to go ahead and represent your organization in it. It could be even discovering or setting up a new process or a new system for the organization as well. So these are a few things that are examples of stretch assignments that could be put in place to help an employee to expand their abilities, to expand their skill sets as well, while still working in the same organization. You do not necessarily have to quit your job to embark on a stretch assignment. It could be a 1 day thing, it could be something that could last up to 6 months as well. And it's not something you have to do every day. When it comes to stretch assignments, these are things that you could say dedicate maybe a day a week to attend to, a day out of 2 weeks to attend to as well. It could be within your team and it could also be with another team. Now, having a stretch assignment with another team encourages the knowledge of cross functionality of teams within an organization. You get to understand how what your team does and what other teams are doing, and how they work hand in hand to actually help the organization to achieve its goals. So, stretch assignments is something you want to explore or look into if you are feeling too comfortable in your current role. The second option that I have is called secondment. What's a secondment? It's a temporary transfer of an employee to another role, either within the same organization or to a different one. Now, of course, there has to be a formal agreement. If it's going to be an external one, there will be a formal agreement between the two organizations, and usually it's for a fixed period of time. So it's not like a permanent thing, it's on a temporary basis, whereby at the end of that fixed period, you come back to your substantive role. This gives you the opportunity to explore, to have new experiences, meet new people, have new team members, learn new ways of working, which you can then transfer, and bring along into your current team by the time you return. So, secondment opportunities are very much worth exploring. You would have to apply for them. Sometimes you have to go through interview stages. A lot of the times, the stretch assignments on the one hand might be a bit informal in the sense that you sometimes don't have to, or most times don't have to go through interviews for that. But for secondments, they are a bit more formal, and depending on the situation, when the secondment opportunity is presented, it could be restricted to only internal applicants, and sometimes it could be opened up to both internal and external applicants as well. So it could be a rigorous process. But depending on on how dedicated you are, and how determined you are to actually get it, you would have to put in the work, learn about the opportunity. Sometimes it could be as a result of a maternity cover for someone. That's why the secondment opportunity has come to place. So you have to know what the job entails, what it's all about, prepare for the interviews, and yeah, secondment opportunities are really, really helpful. They're good, a very good avenue to learn new things, to meet new people, to get new experiences as well, and they are very, very much worth exploring. The last thing I'll be talking about today is career breaks. Yeah, I know they can sometimes be unheard of, but career breaks are actually worth exploring as well. You only have to know everything that it entails. Most times, they are unpaid. So you need to be prepared financially, you need to be prepared mentally in terms of having an itinerary of what you're actually going to be doing during that period. If you are going on a career break, say for a full year, that's 12 months, you don't want a situation where after 3 months you are trying to get back to work. So a career break as well can be an informal agreement. It's usually not legally binding. It could be an informal agreement between yourself and your employer, stating, I'll be away for a certain period of time. And sometimes, depending on your employer's policy, they are able to give you a promise of, a job on your return. You could go for a year and they say, oh, by the time you're back, you would have something to return back to. Usually it's unpaid. So, like I said, you have to be prepared. You have to know everything that it entails. And yeah, why not? You could go on a tour for 1 year. You could explore new hobbies. You could even go on a totally different career path. You could go exploring. You could do anything. It's an opportunity for you to do whatsoever you want to do in that 1 year. Take a break from something that you've been doing for the past 5 years, 10 years even. So it's career breaks are encouraged. Not everyone can afford it. Not everyone can afford to do it, but it's something worth exploring or looking into. You have to prepare yourself for it, of course, because like I said, a lot of the times they are usually unpaid, and you do not always have the assurance of a job on your return. So there is a likelihood that by the time you return, you would have to start job hunting. But depending on what you've done for the past 1 year while you were away, that could work out pretty well as well. So stretch assignments, secondments, and of course, career breaks are options or alternatives that you can explore, as opposed to just quitting your job when you feel bored or too comfortable in a particular role. I hope this has been helpful. If you know anyone who might need this, you can send the video to them. Please remember to subscribe, like, drop a comment if you have explored any of these options and how it worked out for you. Please let me know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.